Hello, looks like we're live right now on our hangout. Want to welcome our team members here right now, and also those who are invited, who are maybe just looking over the fence here and checking things out in our training within our team, and again want to welcome you out also. A lot of people have been invited onto this hangout. My subscribers as well as my team members, and whether you're on my team or not, I hope that you get a ton of value with the stuff that I'm going to teach you tonight, because it's extremely valuable. The stuff I'm going to show you today is stuff that much of it, that is stuff that is new to a lot of people. I've been blogging for quite a while now. I've been able to get a ton of leads and signups through a blog. But some of the stuff that I've learned in the last few weeks is even new to me. And what happened is some of you guys already know part of this story already. Excuse me. Because I talked about it last weekend in the first part of this webinar. And what happened is a couple of weeks ago, I was actually able to take part in an event that was very, very special. Our company hired probably the top blogger in the entire United States, maybe, probably among the top, probably the top one or two money earners in blogging probably in the world, as far as I could tell. And anyway, his name is Neil Patel. And we were able to learn some things from Neil Patel that I had never seen before. A lot of the things we were doing correctly, and I'm grateful for that, obviously, because we were able to get leads from our blog. But some of the things I was able to pick up I hadn't seen before, and I've been able to implement them, and I could see the results already. For example, a lot of my blogs have been getting more comments than they used to make because of some of the strategies. And as you know, comments are very, very important in a blog because as people comment more and more on your blog, Google and the other search engines look at that more authoritatively and will rank you higher because of it. So that's just one little strategy that I was able to take away. But we were actually trained and tutored for a 2-day period. And the first day was actually available to a larger group of people, but the second day was only available to people in our particular opportunity that was all in within our company and the products. And so this was an exclusive training available only to the top people who have committed into Empower Network, and I'm one of those. So I was able to take part in that training also. It was kind of cool because here this guy is, I mean, he's a lot younger than I am. He's probably only 30, 31 years old, and yet he's able to get, tons of leads through his blog and making millions of dollars, absolutely millions of dollars. That's why our company owner hired him to do this exclusive training. The second day of training was actually even more significant because we were actually able to break into groups of 6 or 8 in a group and get some brainstorming done on specific strategies that Neil Patel was teaching. And so just to let you know, this is not a commercial for Neil Patel, but I'm talking him up because he really is a phenomenal blogger. And if you could, get a hold of any of his stuff, by all means, take advantage of that training. And so the stuff I'm teaching you today, that I'm going to show you right now, is stuff that comes directly from Neil Patel. It's not watered down. It's the whole load of hay, okay? And it's very, very powerful stuff. I would invite you to take notes on this. If you were here last week, then this is going to be additional continuation of what you were taught last week. But if you were new and you didn't catch last week's, I actually have on my blog the notes from last week and actually an organized blog post about last week's stuff, and I'll show you where that is here in a minute. But so if you weren't here last week, you'll be able to catch what I have right now, and then maybe catch up on the other stuff on my blog. My blog also has the video replay, the webinar that I did last week, that shows about 27 different points that we learned from Neil Patel. Now, the points I'm going to show you today are an additional 17 absolutely phenomenal strategies. Many of the strategies that I'm going to show you right now is stuff that includes not only techniques that you could use and skills you could use on your own blog, on your specific blog post, but also skills that you're going to learn or be able to implement outside of your blog post to get additional traffic. So we did on-page and off-page strategies. Last week's information was mostly about off-page strategies. Today is going to be both of them. Okay. So anyway, I hope you get a ton of value from this. It's going to be very, very helpful for you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and right now I'm going to go to a SlideShare presentation. I want to keep my notes straight, and so make sure to take notes if you have a pencil and paper, hopefully a notebook maybe. I want you to take down copious notes. Now, this is very powerful stuff. I want you to, if you're on Facebook right now, let's turn off Facebook. If you're on your cell phone right now, I'm going to ask you to put it on vibrate or turn it off so you can focus specifically on what I'm going to show you. So I hope you get a ton of value from this. And if you implement it, it is very, very powerful. I know bloggers personally that I've met who've earned over $1 million blogging. And if there's people out there who are making, tons of money blogging, then why can't you? Okay, just a matter of implementing and being consistent. So let's go to my screenshot right now. I'm going to do screen share and go to my presentation. If you don't mind, give me just a minute to click over there. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put your comments over there in the comment area, and I'll be happy to get to those. Now, during this presentation here, I'm going to make this full screen, so I'm really not able to see the comments at this point. So I'm just going to ask you to just kind of hang on there. I want you to include any questions that you need to in the comment area, and then I'll get to those when I'm done sharing this screen. Okay, here we go. So what I call it my 17 ways to snowball traffic to your blog. And this is absolutely true. And Neil Patel is an absolute expert in doing this. So I'm going to show you what he's done. Okay. I don't mind giving him accolades because he really is the consummate professional when it comes to blogging in the United States. Okay. So just want to share something with you that I believe is very, very powerful, very important. Okay. Even before you start your blog. Okay. This is the aircraft carrier, the Nimitz. You probably heard or seen of it before. The Nimitz is probably the largest aircraft carrier in the world. Okay, and what's interesting about this is if you notice right here in the front, on the left and the right, there's two really large anchors. Now, can you imagine how big of an anchor you're going to need to hold down the Nimitz? Huge anchors. Okay. I mean, you got to check this out. And believe me, I promise this has to do a lot. It has to do everything with blogging. So I want you to check this out. Check out the anchors on this massive thing. Okay. Here's just one of the anchors right here on the left. Okay. And I don't know how many anchors there are. I didn't count them up, but there's a bunch of them. And look over here on the right. This is just the chain that holds this darn anchor in place. This is just one of the chains that holds one of these anchors on this massive Nimitz. And the point I wanted to make is this is what's interesting. If you think about this for a second, here's a thought. An anchor is, I misspelled that. Sorry about that. The anchor is not brought up out of the water for the anchor's sake, is it? Right? The anchor's not brought out of the water for the anchor's sake. The anchor is brought up out of the water for the ship's sake. Okay. Now, think of the power of this massive, massive ship and what it could do and what it can carry and the tremendous firepower that's on this massive, massive ship. Tremendous power. And you know what? I think a lot of times, personally, in our own lives and in our own marketing, we underestimate ourselves and the absolute power of the human soul and our ability to follow through and make a success out of our lives. Okay, and so the techniques that I'm going to show you right now, you know, I can show you the best strategies in the world, and these are the best strategies in blogging there is available in the world. Is stuff that you're going to learn from Neil Patel. I've got silver bullets for you right here, but they really don't matter, do they? If you don't have your anchor brought up completely, okay? In other words, are there things that are holding you back that are not related to the techniques and the strategies that's going to hold you back, okay? And just kind of brainstorm over that for a minute. You know, what's going on in your life, or what fears do you have that's preventing you from moving forward? What anchors are keeping you stationary right now? For example, here's just a few anchors that you know, real common ones. All of us face these. I realize that. I'm not picking on any one fear here, but we all face them. Excuse-itis is probably the biggest one, I think. This is kind of interesting. I mean, I've got a whole list of common anchors here. This reminds me of a story that, not just a story, but an actual experience of a couple of boxers, Muhammad Ali and also George Foreman. You know, in about 1974, George Foreman was undefeated, and Muhammad Ali was fighting back, trying to get the crown again after being off for a while. And George Foreman was the big guy. Nobody thought that anyone could beat George Foreman, including George Foreman. George Foreman was undefeated, and he had beaten Joe Frazier and Norton, and there was no reason why he couldn't win. And but yet he fought Muhammad Ali, who was ready for him. And it's interesting because during the entire fight, they only fought once, and that was in Zaire in Africa, and they only fought once. But anyway, Ali was ready for him, and it's interesting because Ali was on the ropes the entire time, and people thought that he was kind of struggling. But what was interesting is on about the 8th round, he was on the ropes, and he was just letting George Foreman pound away at his body. And all of a sudden, even though George Foreman was pounding away at his body while Ali was on the ropes, Ali started to box his way out of the ropes, and within about 10 seconds, he threw a left and a right, and a left and a right and a left, and then another right. And this right hand knocked George Foreman out, and he was on the ground. You know, big George Foreman. George, you've probably seen his commercials before. If you haven't at least followed his fights, you know, back in the 70s, but you know, he was extremely successful even after that. But what was interesting is Ali had knocked out this guy who was the big guy in boxing. And it's kind of interesting. A reporter asked George Foreman, you know, what happened? And he says, you know what, at that moment, I could have come up with any excuse in the world. He says, I'm just like anybody else. I could start pulling excuses out of the sky. And he says, the truth is, he beat me. I wasn't ready for him. I underestimated Muhammad Ali. And he says, I could pull excuses out of anywhere if I really wanted to, but he chose not to. So anyway, excuses are a big thing, and it's so easy for us to use them against ourselves. And a fear, obviously, a lack of faith. You start doing something new like blogging or making videos or whatever marketing techniques it is, there's always going to be some fear. It's not the fear that's going to stop us. It's inaction that's going to stop us. Okay. Lack of faith obviously is another one. Whenever you start something new, you don't know how the outcome's going to be like, but you got to move forward anyway. Act as if it's impossible to fail. I heard Earlene Vining once said that. Act as if it's impossible to fail. Procrastination is another big one. I remember having a team member quite a while ago who's actually doing pretty good, but he kept putting off getting an auto email responder that would actually save him a lot of time and hassle. And it was actually going to help him earn a lot more money if he would just get that auto email responder set up. It's fairly easy to do it. Wasn't that expensive, but he put it off for months and months and months and months and months. And eventually he ended up quitting. And I believe it's in large part because he kept procrastinating certain action steps like that. The guy was able to produce to a certain extent, but he stopped producing because he kept putting stuff off. And he admitted that procrastination was a big problem for him. Inaction is a huge one. It's so easy to get distracted on other things and TV or whatever, and not take action. Very important that you have enough faith and confidence and just take action. A lot of times, what we need to do is just start taking action, regardless of the challenges and the fears. And perfect action is much better than imperfect action is a lot better than perfect inaction. Obviously, laziness, work is there's no substitute for hard work. Delay, feeling unworthy of success. A lot of people feel like they don't deserve success, that they don't deserve to have pipeline money come in. And failure to make decisions is a huge one. So many of us are so fearful of the future and what may or may not happen that we don't make decisions. So anyway, this is just some stuff that I felt was extremely important in your blogging or whatever marketing methods that you're using. So I want to encourage you to be mindful of some of the anchors that you might have in your life. I'd even recommend that you take out a sheet of paper and just write down 3 anchors that you're fighting right now. 3 significant anchors that you're fighting right now. Write those down on a sheet of paper. And whenever you're thinking about blogging or whatever, realize that this is just an anchor and you need to take action right away. Action is going to get you results, which is going to increase your belief, which will allow you to get more results and allow you and give you more confidence to take more action. And it's a cyclical process. Okay. And I got to tell you right now, it's made a huge difference for me in being able to fight these anchors that some of them that I have. Okay. None of us are immune to these anchors. We just have to be aware and move forward. Okay. Now let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and talk about these 17 points that are very, very significant. And let's keep in mind that the mindset stuff, letting our ship, this powerful ship in our lives, move forward, and let's bring those darn anchors up. Okay. So here are the 17 points right here. Okay. I talked a little bit about Neil Patel already while we were in Las Vegas. And excuse me, this is what's interesting. What happened is that while we were at the event, the MC got up, our CEO of our company, and he quoted some numbers here. He says that Neil's blogs get between 700 to 800,000 visitors per month. Now, I got to clarify this. He gets 700,000 visitors in one blog and 800,000 visitors in another blog. Okay. So that's 1.5 million visitors total between the two blogs. I need to specify that. So 1.5 million. per month. Okay. Now, don't you think you would want to learn what he did? Okay. Not holding anything back. He's showing us exactly what he does. Okay. Some of it I taught last week, like I said. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do the 17 that I haven't talked about and, implement from where you are. One of the challenges that I see people face is that they'll start on their business and they won't take action, and they think that they have to have all of the ducks lined up in a row before they start. You don't have to. Start right now. Wherever you're at. After these 17 points, you can start a blog right away, okay? You don't have to know everything that we covered last week and this week, but you need to start with, imperfect action right now. Okay, and it'll get better and better as you go along. Now, here's the first point. Number one, very, very important. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water here real quick. Hold on. Now, a lot of you have written blog posts in the past, and you already know about the importance of using related keywords. But you got to be darn careful to not use those keywords too often, because Google knows how to see right past that. It used to be quite a while ago that you could use maybe 1 to 2% keywords in your blog post. Well, and people would actually use programs that told them exactly what percent they're on. But that gets predictable in Google's eyes. So you just want to write naturally and just sprinkle the keywords in your post, okay? Now, a couple of recommendations. He says, well, why not go to Google Analytics and see which of your blogs and keywords are getting the most traffic. If you're using a WordPress blog like Kalatu, which is what I use, then Kalatu does have a place in there to put in a Google Analytics a number. Google Analytics tracking code is what it is. And there's a video there that teaches you how to do that in the Kalatu blog. Okay, in the next, excuse me. So in your next blog, use related keywords to the blogs that are getting the most traffic for you. So in other words, what we mean is whatever blogs are getting the highest traffic, start utilizing similar keywords that are in the titles of those blogs, okay? And start creating new blogs with those high traffic, the keywords that you're getting the most traffic from. Now, you can even go to the bottom of a Google search and use Google-related search terms, okay? So like when you type in a keyword like how to blog online, if you look at the bottom of the Google search, it'll say something like Google-related search terms. He recommended using those. But you know what? He doesn't go crazy on his keyword research. He really doesn't. This was kind of interesting is don't burn out on the keyword research. What's surprising is that Neil asked the audience this question right here. He says, how many of you hate doing keyword research? And like everybody's hands went up, including mine. And he said, well, screw it. He says, don't worry about it so much. You could use the tips that I indicated up there, but don't go crazy about it. You don't need to. Don't burn out on it. He said, this is his point. He says, when you're writing a good 2,000 word blog post, your keywords will be naturally included. And that may seem really surprising. But last week we talked about that Neil indicated that if you really want a good blog post that's going to get shared a lot and ranked high in Google, then you want to have about 2,000 to 2,300 words in your blog post. And I about died, and I thought, oh my heavens, that's a lot of words. But on the other hand, if I'm able to get a lot of traffic from that, maybe that's going to be a lot better than creating 10 really small blog posts and hope that they get traffic. The reality is that he said that a blog with 2,000 words or more in it are the ones that are ranking the highest on the first page of Google. If you go through a first page of Google search on a search term, then the ones that have the highest number of words, over 2,000, are the ones that are more likely to be ranked. Okay, just one other thing that makes ranking your blog more significant. Okay, now he focuses on long tail keywords. You know what a long tail keyword is? It's a keyword that has 3 or more words to it. In fact, this word long tail keywords, that is one keyword. Okay, those of you who are new in internet marketing, a keyword is more than one word. Okay, this right here is one long tail keyword. Okay, Google loves long tail keywords. So if you're writing naturally, you're going to naturally get long tail keywords. And this is the way that most of us write anyway. Now he says that, excuse me, Neil Patel says that 90% of his traffic comes from long tail keywords. So if you're blogging daily, people will find you. Okay. This is about 1.35 million visitors, all from long tail keywords. So he's been able to analyze this and track it. 90% comes from long tail keywords. So don't be afraid to write long posts. And you sometimes, or very, very often, because you're writing a long tail keywords, a long post, the long tail keywords are going to come out anyway. Now, here's another one that he recommended. You could have your YouTube videos transcribed. So if you're doing marketing on YouTube like I do a lot of marketing on YouTube as well as blogging. So what you could do is you could have that video transcribed. He recommended a place that you can go to, and it's called speechpad.com. Okay, right here, speechpad.com, and it'll transcribe the video for you for about $1 a minute. So if you have a 3-minute video, which we do recommend, 3-minute videos are about what people's attention span is on YouTube. That's why you see so many short videos on YouTube. But you could have that transcribed for $3 if it's a 3-minute video. You could have it transcribed at speechpad.com. Now here's another idea. If you already have a script for your video, like right here, just use the script. But you have to be careful to not use duplicate content. If you're making multiple videos and those videos have similar scripts, well, you better reword those scripts. Otherwise, they're going to be seen as duplicate content. That's if you're doing multiple videos with the same kind of script, okay? Changing the keyword alone is probably not going to cut it. You're probably going to have to change that script quite a bit. You could actually use a spinner to spin it, but you have to be careful. Even when you use a spinner, the search engines can look past that. So always make sure to edit whatever the spinner has spun for you, okay? I used a program called Spin Rewriter or Spin Rewrite. It's an internet-based spinner. You could use the spinner, but like I said, make sure to proofread it and make it flow, okay? And, if that's too time-consuming, again, you could go back to the $1 a minute idea. Okay. Okay, include cross-links into other blogs. Now, we're talking about cross-links to your own blogs, okay? And include, keywords in with those cross-links and make it flow. Now, so right here, it's very important to cross-link to your other blogs because Google will rank your blog by how long people stay on your site, okay? And Google Analytics keeps track of this. As a person, they know when a person clicks on your site and starts clicking around to your other blogs, okay? Because they're linked together. And what happens is that Google, because they keep track of that, they rank your site more relevant because it's more user-friendly, okay? So link to other topics that are relevant to what you're blogging about. Don't keep linking to other stuff that's not relevant just because you want to link. Otherwise, it's not going to be user-friendly. People are going to bounce right out of your site, okay? He also recommended to talk about new stuff in your blog with the old content, okay? But be sure to include a link to the old related stuff. But I again, related, right here, related stuff on your blog. Don't just click or link anywhere. Now, if people are clicking from one page of your site to another in your site, Google gives you a brownie points and moves you up a little bit more in the rankings. Now, this is referred to as bounce rate, okay? What bounce rate is that Google has ways of knowing when a visitor is clicking out of your site somewhere else. And if your bounce rate is high, it means that people are getting out of your site really fast. They might look at one blog post for maybe a couple of minutes and then click onto somebody else's blog, somewhere else in the world. So the longer you're able to keep people on your site, from one post to another within your site, the more relevant Google is going to see that. So be sure that the links are relevant, okay? They need to be relevant to your blog post. Readers will stay on your site longer. So the idea is for readers to stay on your site as long as you possibly can. See, this is one advantage of blogging daily, because you're going to have a lot of content if you blog daily where people could stay on your site and eventually start buying your stuff. So sometimes that's very, very quickly. Sometimes it takes longer. But obviously, the more blogs that you create, the higher the possibility that people are going to start joining you right and left. Now, limit yourself to 1 to 3 topics on your blog, okay? 1 is probably best. So if your blog posts are all interrelated, don't you think the visitors will stick around on your site longer? Okay. I used to think I could have a ton of topics on my blog, and I used to do that all the time when I first started, and you can't do that. It really doesn't help you. If you are into internet marketing, sports, and exotic cars, you'll get better results if these are on 3 different blogs. So I'm actually doing that more and more now. I've included, sports stuff from time to time on my blog, but right now I have one blog that is focused more on internet marketing tips. And then I have a separate and distinct blog that is, internet marketing product reviews and MLM, reviews. And that's a completely different blog now. I used to have all of those on one blog, and now I've split those up. Again, it's all about keeping visitors on your site, okay? If it's all related stuff, then they have a reason to stay there, right? Now, keep the reader on your site, engaged in your content before he gets distracted and leaves your site. The longer he stays on your site, the more important in Google's eyes. And here's the next one right here. Weave in content links within your post. Okay, for example, if you have some kind of an opportunity or whatever that you're trying to promote, it's better to have those links within your content rather than relying totally on the banner stuff. So, and this is what Neil says. He says that the banners on your blog are fine and dandy, but in content links convert better. It's really interesting, guys, because I see a lot of people blogging that are on my team and elsewhere, and they just don't have links within their content. And I'm here going, how are they going to convert? The readers are focused mostly on the content, so why not include those links in your content? And also, I see people throw in a URL from time to time, a web address, and they don't even link it. Make sure that those are hyperlinked. Okay, now, for example, I provide, here's an example for my own a training that I provide. I provide a free training that teaches people how to get 30 to 50 leads per day into their business. You can find that if you go to my blog. But even though I have a banner above my post to that training, it is better that I provide it within the link in my to my 8-step checklist within my blog. And I'll actually hyperlink this word 8-step checklist. And I may actually hyperlink all of this because I'm using the word blog. I may segue and relate this training to blogging somehow and maybe use a keyword there. Now, so in-content links are very powerful. Now, also use outbound links to other blogs outside of your site. Now, a lot of people are not willing to do this, okay? They're afraid of losing a customer. but I'll tell you, it's a lot more powerful if you include outside links. It's more user-friendly, but not only that, Google loves it, okay, and ranks you a lot higher, okay? So be sure to include related links, though, to blogs outside your blogs. Make sure that they're totally related. If you can find another blog out there by a real powerful blogger like Neil Patel or David Wood or any of these guys, you might want to go to their websites and see if there's a related blog and just include a link to them. Okay, it's just going to help you rank higher, and it's going to also encourage people to come back to your site over and over again. So Google places higher authority on web pages that include outbound links. Google wants to provide a user-friendly experience. Think of your own experience. Do you want to go to a web page that never links outside of that site? Don't you think you would appreciate it if you were linked, to other places so that it's easy to get the information that you need? So, and you're going to keep going back to those sites and maybe even bookmark them because they're high authority, high quality blogs. Would you keep coming back to a website that didn't provide resources to other sites? Now, so again, you'll rank higher and you'll have them coming back. So don't be afraid to do this. When I started blogging, I was afraid to do it. In fact, I heard about this. In fact, Dave Wood taught this to us in our particular opportunity. And I kind of ignored it, I'll admit. But after hearing it from other people, as well as from Neil Patel now, a millionaire from blogging, you just got to do it, okay? It's a little scary maybe at first, but you got to do it. When you go to my blogs now, I do outbound links. Now, here's another one. Excuse me. Notify content creators, okay? People who are also creating content on other blogs. And so this is what you can do. This is what Neil says you can do. After you include a link, after you include the link out to someone else's blog, okay, hit up the website owner for a link from their blog to yours. And this is how he recommended that you do it right here. He says, make a comment on a related post of his, something like this, okay? So the blog site owner, he says, and, compliment them on their blog. Make sure that it's genuine, Chances are, if this is a big blogger, he's going to have high quality content. So you can say something like this, and this is a quote right from Neil Patel. I'm your biggest fan. This is one of the most powerful posts I've ever read. Flattery will get you noticed. Okay. The true value you provide here is phenomenal. I created a blog post on the same topic. If you would like, you could check out my blog post and use any ideas that will help you and your subscribers. Hope this helps you. And P.S. I appreciate, if you appreciate the content, please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. You can find my article at xyz.com. And, a lot of comment areas do allow it. Some don't. And if they don't, they don't. But a lot of blogs do allow links as long as they're related. Okay. Again, it's got to be relevant and related to this guy that you're asking for a link from. Be sure to give them a link to a post of yours that is relevant, something that's going to help them out. Don't just ask for a link. You can even email these people and provide content to help their subscribers that is similar, and then ask them to put a link back on their own blog. And you have to give them a reason. I've gotten emails from people in the past that were something like, Jack, will you put a link on, or will you please leave a comment on my blog? Well, why would I leave a comment on their blog if they don't have something to provide me? Okay. So make sure that it's something that you can provide, some kind of related content. So hit them up. You want to hit them up because you want them to comment on your blog and maybe even include a link from their blog to your blog. If they appreciate it, they're more likely to obviously include a link to their from their blog to your blog. It's a backlink. Google loves backlinks like that, and it's another way for people to follow you. is from other people's sites. Now, here's an example that I have on my own blog. I'm just going to go to my blog here real quickly. Okay. And let me show you what I mean about some of these. Here's my Kalatu blog right here. This is a blog that I did last week, how to drive an avalanche of leads to your blog. And those of you who were on my webinar last week, you'll recognize this because I actually turned the webinar into a blog. Okay. And that's a perfect thing for you to do. So just check out a couple things here. Let's look at the first link right here. Here's an outbound link going to Neil Patel. If you click on this, it's just going to go right to his, a way for you to get more traffic or whatever. It goes to his site. One of the most successful bloggers. Let's look at a couple of other things here. Everything, let's see, this is about 21 secrets below that most great bloggers don't even know. Okay, it's basically part one of Neil Patel's training. So I wanted to break up the webinar here a little bit with this to kind of show you what I do. But anyway, let's come down here a little bit. Let's see. To me, it was like going to the first ball game with my dad. Everything Neil taught us was all about making money from home blogging. Okay, now this is a keyword and it's related, but look, it goes to a site that is related content. Now this one happens to be what is vlogging, how to make money vlogging. And throughout this post, I talk about making money with a blog and a video blog. So it is related. Okay. So you want to have an inbound link to one of your own blogs, somewhere on your site. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, he also said outbound links again, right? So I've got 3 outbound links here. For example, he's talking about the power of getting visitors from Facebook, Google, and Twitter. And I have a link right here to Facebook, Google, and Twitter. But look whose Facebook it is. Let's click on here. Click on Facebook. Check this out, and it's my blog. It's my Facebook. And, it's good content on here. If they go to this Facebook, they could actually get some training on here. Here's a link to a lot of my blogs, and I could get traffic from Facebook this way. And it could take them right back into my blog again. They could click on one of these and go right to my blog if they want. So anyway, let's click out of that. Don't forget to teach in your blogs. Let me see here. Creating conversions. Okay, here we go. I've used the keyword how to get an avalanche of leads to your blog. This was actually my title. Below is my new live hangout training I did for my team the other day. It's my how to get an avalanche of leads to your blog. And it happens to be the title up here, but I did that again a second time on purpose. I'm not overusing it. I only used it once or twice, but it happens to be, if you click on this link here, it actually goes to YouTube. Okay. Now, again, this is an outbound link, but it goes to the webinar I did last week. Guys, Isn't that cool? It's kind of a little stealthy thing. And if you go to my video there, I actually have a link that goes back to this blog. Again, getting more traffic to my blog. They could click right on this video here. It's very powerful to include a video in your blog. Some people really relate to videos. Other people clue right into the wording here, and they could go either route. I'm more of a video. I get attracted more to videos than I do the written word, even though I am a blogger and a video creator. But I'll put my in this case, it's the webinar. They can watch the webinar right here. Here's another couple of outbound links, one to WordPress, another one to Kalatu. Kalatu happens to use, it happens to use a WordPress format. But the awesome thing about this Kalatu is that it is designed specifically for people who are wanting to market online. It has all the plugins necessary and all the bells and whistles necessary to make money right online. In fact, near the end of this video, I'll put a link there for Kalatu for those of you who are interested. So again, a few other outbound links and some other inbound links. Let me see what else we got here. It's talking about headlines. Here's another one here, how to make money with your blog for free. That's another link going to, I believe, one of my blogs. It actually might be to one of my videos. Now, remember I talked about include in-content links to your opportunities or whatever. I do that within some pictures here. Let me see if I've got one here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, here's one here. This is about Kalatu, and I have an outbound link to that. And if you click on this, it actually gives a person the chance to take advantage of the Kalatu blog and purchase it. Actually, there's a real good deal on there right now. I think it's $9 for an introductory trial, and then it's $25 a month after that if you want to continue with it. Phenomenal blog. So anyway, I've included an inbound link, and that's another lesson. You've got to link your images, which I've done right here. Let's see what else I can see here. Don't delete negative comments. There's a lot of tips here. You might want to go to this particular site and check it out. You can also have an invitation to subscribe to your email list. I happen to have an 8-step checklist and video walkthrough. Again, this is to a training that I provide that's free, and they can click on it. Again, this is an inbound in-content link. I'm not relying on just my banners. I'll show you something here real quick. Let's go to the top here. You see that banner at the top? It says, click here to access my free 8-step checklist and video for generating 30 to 50 leads per day. And they can click on that. But the reality is that the in-content links within your blog posts are more powerful. So we'll go down here. Okay. Anyway, you probably saw that. I've got to go down. Oh, where is that? Oh, yeah. When you subscribe, you will get my free 8-step checklist and video walkthrough to 30 to 50 leads per day. So again, that's in-content links to whatever you're trying to promote is better than the stuff on the side or the top. Okay, in the description of your email, please include the URL. Okay. And again, I've got one to Kalatu link here because this is the system that I happen to use to make money blogging. It's the best one that I've ever seen. So anyway, I have a couple of other PSs here, which is cool. If you want to see more ideas about blogging, just go to how to make money with a blog, and I can click on that. Where does that take me? I'm trying to remember. It's about vlogging again. And what I'm probably going to do is on this particular page, I'm probably going to include a new link on here to go to this particular training that I'm doing right now. And I'll get additional traffic through this training. So anyway, just wanted to show you a few examples there. We go back up here to, I'm going to wrap up this PowerPoint right now. Sorry about that. Okay. So let me wrap. Let me see here. Sorry about this. Here we go. I thought I deleted it. Glad I didn't. I've been known to do stuff like that. Anyway, here's the 10th one. I'm getting near the end here. I'm going to try to keep this. We're probably going to be another 10 minutes or so. Be authentic and transparent. How do you feel when you listen to someone tell a story that impacts you a lot? Maybe it's a challenge that you experience. For example, in Las Vegas, at the event there was a woman who blogs about self-defense for girls. Well, why does she do that? There's a purpose. Because the topic is very personal to her, because when she said that when she was a young girl, she was actually raped. Really sad. But it's her passion to provide self-defense for girls. And don't you think that she's going to be relating to girls who have that concern? Okay. And do you think she's got her readers' attention? Do you think that her readers' lives are going to be changed? Obviously, it's difficult for her to talk about this, but she chooses to do it, and that's important. I'm not saying that you should, spill your guts on every blog, but don't you think that she's going to change some lives if she's willing to talk about that? And don't you think her readers are going to leave comments? Boy, I'll tell you, they're going to leave comments. When I heard that story at the event, at Neil Patel's events, everybody listened to it, and they were absolutely transformed by it. I really listened carefully and got a lot of value from her story. And that's another thing. Talk about stories and use you and I a lot. Use case studies. Okay, Neil talks about this as being very, very important. Case studies, facts, and data to add credibility as much as possible. For example, one of my income sources happens to be a system called iPass. iPass happens to be a funnel source for our primary opportunity. I actually can make money in iPass and our primary opportunity, which happens to be Empower Network. And so when I've talked about iPass, I included income proof right here. And this is providing credibility. And this is just one of the income sources that I have. I've actually earned probably another $30,000 from another income source within the last couple of years. And the neat thing is that this has just been supplemental income on top of what I already earn as a teacher. Teachers don't get paid that much. And so I've always relied on other stuff like this. And fortunately, this has been the best financial choice I've ever made is in marketing on the internet. And this is just one of my income sources. So I put that on there. And incidentally, I link, remember I said inbound links? I'll take this image and I'll link it to the iPass opportunity is what I'll do. And in fact, you might want to check that out. And when you go to my blog, you'll have a link to iPass there if you want to take advantage of iPass. But anyway, this is about blogging, so I'm going to stay on topic here. Does the data add credibility? You bet it does, okay? Be sure to use inbound links on the image. Okay, next. Use social media to promote your blog. You see how I did that with the Facebook above when I showed that earlier. Facebook, Twitter, and Facebook and Twitter drive most of the traffic on most of the social media traffic on the internet. Okay, billions of visitors go through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. And so now when I make a blog post, I'm posting to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest, and sometimes LinkedIn. Be sure that your post is relevant to the groups in Facebook, Google, and LinkedIn. So you want to find groups that are in there that are more relevant, especially with LinkedIn. You can be a little bit more general in Facebook and Google, but it's going to be more to your advantage to group if you can, okay? But especially with LinkedIn. Now, be sure to follow other people in your niche to see what they are doing. But there's a reason for that, Neil says, is because you're going to want to comment and like on fellow members' posts in those niches, okay? For example, if there's groups on how to blog online or how to make money blogging, you're going to want to comment on those, and it provides some valuable content that will help them. Then what you do, he says, is that you ask those people to comment on your blog. So it's the same idea that we had before, is make an honest compliment on a Facebook post and comment on their post, and then provide them, let them know that you've got some very valuable content on your site that may help their subscribers. And ask them to check it out and be sure to comment on that particular post. You're going to get another comment. So what do comments do again? They're going to raise you in the search engines, and also create followers in the process. find new targeted friends on each site. Now, you're going to want to do, you're going to want to find or friend people frequently and allow new friends. But if you've maxed out, you want to start slowly unfollowing those people. Okay. So slowly unfollow friends who have not been following you to give room for someone else. Okay. Because I think in Facebook, I think the max is what, 2,000 or 3,000. And so you want to start unfollow people who are not engaging at all. There's no use keeping them as quote friends. There is software that allows you to do that. You could just do a Google search on how to unfollow friends in Facebook, Twitter, Google, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and etc. Now, be sure to network and share with others in your niche. Add each other as friends and comment to share to get more traffic. Now, I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about, okay? If you're in a network marketing company, for example, if they have a Facebook page, start commenting on their stuff. Now, why would you want to start commenting on other people's stuff? Well, because it's going to, when you comment, it's going to be more likely that they will share, stuff that comes from you. Now, let me just show you as an example. As you're commenting and sharing on other people's stuff, let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'm going to go to my Facebook page here real quickly. And here it is right. I'm going to type in. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. I'm going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to type in 21-day blogging challenge, just right here. Now, this is a closed group, but if you're a part of our particular primary opportunity, this is a group, okay? And what we do on this is we have different people blogging every day. These are all Facebook posts that will link to a blog, okay? And what I'll do is I'll find related posts in here and start commenting on some of these posts, okay? And what that will do is that will encourage people to link back on your blog and even your site. So I'm giving them a little love if they give me some love, okay? And this is within your own, maybe your network marketing company has something like this, or maybe you're in a group that does stuff like this. And make sure to leave, honest comments. But this is, if you look through all of these are all blogs that are put together by people that are in our particular company. So he highly encouraged that, and so I do it all the time. Is this working?
Yep.
I have a little bit of a segue here.
Oh, I just wanted to mention one thing.
This is Patty.
Hey, guys. While you're making comments on people's posts, you like them and you comment, you want to tag their name, because then it shows up in their notifications and stuff, and it links it back to you. So when you make a comment, hey, this is a great blog, this is what I really like most about it, thanks for sharing this, Angela or Joe or whatever their name is, so that their name gets linked back to them, it does make a big difference, and then they're more likely to come back and do the same for you.
Okay, Patty, tell the new people what tagging means. What do you do when you tag? Is there something that you click here, or what do you do when you tag?
So if I was gonna make a comment, so I'll click right here on 2 clever tools for building a targeted email list. So what I do, that's cute, is this goes to their blog. But if you're on a Facebook post,
well, most of these are going to go to the blog, because this is the 21-day blogging challenge.
Yeah, and you can do the same thing in their blog. But let me go back here, because I want to show you how to do it. Love this quote. Okay, the key to happiness is letting each situation be what it is instead of what you think it should be. So I'm going to like it, and then I'm going to make a comment.
Cool thought or something.
Great thought. Thanks for sharing it. And I make sure I start typing her name. And if they're already a friend, then see how their name just pops up right there? You click on that, and that links it back to their page. And I often will, if you backspace and just leave the first name there, it'll still link to them. And so then I'll just hit return, and then it's linked with their name.
So is this tagging right here?
Yeah, so that's tagging them.
Okay.
So that's a really important thing to do when you're commenting on other people's Facebook posts, is tagging their name in it, because it just is more things that shows up in their notifications that you've liked it, you've shared it, you've tagged them.
Can you do?
And they're seeing your name a lot.
Okay. Can you do the same thing on a post that's going to a blog? Can't you make a comment on their picture?
Yep. Okay,
so keep that in mind, because you're still going to want to comment on their blog page too, right?
Yep.
You probably want to make a comment both places, but that way you're more likely to get a comment back from them.
So then if I were going down here, I'd make a comment here too, and that would go back to their blog.
This is their Kalatu blog. That's the bottom of their blog page, right?
So I'm making comments. We're making comments on their Facebook or on their blog page. And the more they see you, then they're going to go, I'm going to check this person out. I've seen their name several times. And it's a great way to get some interaction going with people.
Okay, good stuff, Patty. So make sure to do that. It really is important to do that. Neil Patel does that very, very frequently. So it's not a matter of just writing a blog post. Who's going to see the blog post if you don't utilize the social media and get comments, likes, shares, views, and even if they're in your own opportunity. I used to think, well, I don't want to start commenting on people's in my own opportunity because I'm competing with them. Well, that's the wrong mindset, because you want those people to comment on your blog and to give you comments, and the more comments and likes and shares that you get about your blog, the higher it's gonna give you social power within Google. Google loves social links, and doing the back, paying for backlinks and stuff like that doesn't do nearly as well as what you could do by going directly to your own Facebook pages. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Create a list of top 100 heavy hitters in your in your niche. This is a stealthy thing that he does. It's probably one of the easiest things to do, but you could get a ton of traffic this way. Okay, what he says is you use Alexa.com or StumbleDupon.com to create the top 100 list. Okay, you can also use BuzzSumo.com to find key influencers, or a Google blog search can also help you find top bloggers. So be sure that the list is totally randomized. He really emphasized this. You don't want to order it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in your blog you want to say that this is randomized. These are not in order, because you're going to upset some people who think that they're number 1 or number 2, and you've got them down at number 25 or 40. Okay, so tell them that it's totally randomized. And then what you do, this is a real stealthy thing. He says, have a top 100 heavy hitter badge. Create a badge. You've seen them online, little online images that look like a badge. Have it created on Fiverr or Odesk. And he said the badge, of course, will have your blog URL embedded in the blog. Okay, and think about that being shared now by your 100, top heavy hitters. Now, he says, be sure to provide each one of the top heavy hitters winners with a complete HTML code to embed the badge into his blog. Give him permission to share the badge proudly. So if you're having this created on Fiverr, the person who creates it can create an HTML for you. But I'll tell you another trick is, even if you don't have an HTML, you could just put that you could put the badge on your own blog. If you're using WordPress or Kalatu, especially Kalatu, you can you could extract the HTML code for that badge. And let me show you here real quickly how you would do that real quick. Well, I don't think it'll take too long to do this. Okay, I'm going to go to my Power Network blog. This is where Kalatu is. It's on the Power Network system. So anyway, I'm going to click on to my Kalatu blog here. I've got to sign in. And I'm just going to show you how you can get the HTML code. This is not complicated. I'm going to show you how simple this is. So let me just go to one of my posts, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let me see, how to snowball traffic to your blog. I have an image in here. Remember, the badge is just an image. If you want to create the badge yourself, that's fine. Top 100 hitters, top 100, coin collect, or I'm just making this up. The top 100 blogging experts in the world, okay? And that could be a badge. And it's just an image. So let's just pretend that one of these images is a badge. Okay, I don't have a badge on this one, but let me just show you what I mean. So I want to find where this image is here, and the HTML will say something like, image something. I'll see if I can find it here. So what I'm gonna do. It's this simple. You see, right now I'm in visual mode here at the right. What I want to do is I want to go over here to text. So let's suppose you want to come up with the HTML. You'll go ahead and put this image in your blog, and then you click on text. And let me see if I can find this for a second. Give me a minute here. Oh, here it is. Let's see here. Oh, here, let's see. Oh, here it is right here. So if you look down, I mean, you can see the order and the regular wording here that you have, but this one right here, this is actually a picture of me. Let's see, this is the URL for it. The image will start out with the word IMG. It's called a tag. All of these are tags that have this, greater than and less than sign in it. But the tag you're looking for is this one that starts out with image class and all of this stuff here. Jack later at the Empower image. Anyway, and it ends with JPEG, JPG. So you know that that's an image. So I would just take this entire thing right here and copy and paste it. And if I'm sharing this with one of the top 100 heavy hitters, I would just show him the badge. And then if this is an email that I'm sending him, or maybe a Facebook page or something, I probably would do it by email. Then I would just include this text into the email, and I'd say, just copy and paste this and put this on your blog, okay? And again, let me go back to the thinking here and the logic. So this is what you do. Look at the bottom of this here. Be sure to provide the top 100 hitter with a complete HTML code and embed this into his blog, and give him permission to share this badge proudly. He's going to want that notoriety, okay? And it gives him credibility to have a fancy badge like that, to be a top 100 hitter. Don't you think he would want to put that badge on his blog? And wouldn't it be cool if he had that on all of his blog pages? And I would even give him permission to share that badge with other people that he knows. Other people on Facebook, or other people that are bloggers, especially if they want to give that person credit. And guess what's going to be embedded into that badge? It's going to be your URL to your blog, okay? Because it's very important for him to give you credit. So just make sure that badge has your URL in it. It's giving him credit, but it's also providing a link back to your blog in a way for people to find you. It's a little bit stealthy, but they appreciate it, and they realize that those images, that we need to give credit for where the image was created. So it's a phenomenal way to get a lot of power punch in your blogs. And Neil Patel says that he does this often with brand new blogs to get a lot of brand new hits to that blog, a lot of brand new visitors. 14th thing that he does is interview other experts in your niche, ask them to promote you, and if you ask them to promote you, if you promote them, it's, you know, you're scratching each other's back here. After the interview, tell the expert to feel free to add this interview to his press page or the newsroom of his website. A lot of significant websites have a newsroom or a press page. Ask the expert if they would include a link back to your blog from their press page. And it's only fair and fitting if you've interviewed an expert, another expert blogger, for them to include a link back to your website. Okay, more traffic. Just think about all of the links that are all over the internet created by badges and Facebook and interviews coming back to your blog. Okay. Email and social media blast. Do you think that an email or a social media blast will improve rankings? Absolutely, yes. Okay. If you have a list, why not email your list? It's very important to do that. You're going to provide them valuable content. Email contributors and creators of significant websites. Okay. Give contributors a reason to include your link on their blog. Post to groups, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, etc. Okay, we talked about that. But other contributors, give them a reason to blog back or to link back to you. 16, a lot of you guys have probably seen this one before. He believes in this. When you send out an email to your list, and again, if you're creating blogs with true value in it, you want to send those blogs to your email list. Make sure that your subject line is lowercase, okay? No doubt, if you want to increase traffic, you need to send your list to your blog post. If your subject line, use lowercase letters. It's perceived as more personable and less selly. I don't know if that's the way you spell it, but that's the way I did it. Okay. Create a blog post as a guest blogger. This is probably one of the tougher things to do, but it gets him a ton of traffic, he said. You know, wouldn't it be awesome if you could have your own post and are able to blog on Forbes or Huffington Post or CNN? He does it all the time. You can. So more content is equal to more traffic. Well, how do you do that? Neil said that, and I'll get to that here in a second. Neil said that his goal is to hit up 3 guest contributors per blog post. Hit them up, contact the guest contributor by either commenting, posting, email, phone, or etc. If you have a phone number, it's probably the best way to do it. And then what he says is you could contact those people, and if you're commenting on their posts, you could maybe even comment over a 1 or 2 week period to get a relationship going with the guest contributor, and then ask them. You remember, these are big companies here, so they're going to be relying on guest contributors that are already contributing blog posts to these places. Okay, and then what you do is after you've developed a relationship over a 1 or 2 week period, commenting on their blog post, then you hit them up and say, hey, would you mind introducing me to your editor? And contact the editor and let them know what you have to provide, some kind of valuable content that you've created on your blog, and ask them if you could provide a similar kind of value on their blog, you know, Forbes, Huffington Post, CNN, and you can become a guest contributor. Neil Patel does a lot. He's a guest contributor on a lot of publications, and he does it frequently to get more and more traffic. These are, you know, highly trafficked sites. Why not get traffic from their sites and get a link from them? So anyway, the training we got from Neil was absolutely phenomenal. It was breakthrough stuff. But now, you know, I now, in all my blog posts, faithfully garnish his 17 tips into my own posts, as well as the tips that you learned from last week's. Now, if you want to get more examples and more information, go to my blog post. Complete information is on my own blog. It's Building a Brand Online. / Jack hyphen later. Okay. Building a brand online / Jack hyphen later. Make sure to include Jack hyphen later here at the end. Very, very powerful. Now, I want to just mention something that's very, very important. Okay. Like I said, you've learned all these tips and techniques and ideas and strategies, but again, it's not going to do you any good if you don't take action, and take action immediately and decisively and consistently. I want to mention something that's really important with blogging, and it comes from Napoleon Hill, believe it or not. Unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and change them very frequently. If you're thinking about blogging, don't wait any longer. You got to get moving right away. He also said, successful people make decisions quickly and change them infrequently, if at all. Okay. Now, I'm going to recommend that you take advantage of the Kalatu blog. I'm going to have a button here on the right here in a second. Take advantage of the Kalatu blog because it's designed specifically for internet marketers. It does use the WordPress format, which we recommend, but more importantly, it has all of the plugins that you need to become a successful blogger and making money online as a blogger. So that's why we highly recommend Kalatu. It's the blog that I use to promote all of my businesses. So anyway, want to go back to my Hangout here for a second. Now, what I want to do here is I'm going to over here on the right. I want you to check this out over here on the right. And right here, you can take advantage of Kalatu free. And I want to encourage you to do that and take action on that right away. So anyway, I'm back here again. I hope you got value from what I presented today. This stuff works. You know, if you go to Neil Patel's blogs, you can find him on the internet. He's all over the place. Look at the format of his blogs, and you'll see that he utilizes all of the techniques that I've talked about here, as well as the techniques that I showed you last week. If you go to my own blog post at building a brand online.com / Jack hyphen later, you'll see that in my own blogs that I've done the same thing. If you happen to be seeing this webinar, 2 or 3 days from now, you'll have a link to my webpage there, and you can look at my own examples. Another thing that you could do is you could go to Facebook and just type in Jack Later. I have a link to all of my recent blog posts there. You can click to that and get some more examples of the same techniques I'm using right now. So anyway, take advantage of that Kalatu blog. Again, successful people make it a habit of making decisions quickly and not changing those decisions. I'm going to encourage you to click on that link right now and not hesitate. Anyway, Patty, you have any other last minute thoughts?
I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Sorry, I ran down here and my hair's a mess. I just wanted to say hi to everybody, and I hope you had a great time. Remind you all that, like Jack said, imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Just take some action and get started. One step at a time, and you'll move forward. The other thing I wanted to remind you is that Jack talked about being all in, and got a special right now with the all in that ends tomorrow night that can save you some big money. And part of the all in is our all in library, which includes Neil Patel's workshop that you could grab on your own. Some really great information in that all in library that are just, from the top people making great money, and tips and tricks that are good for right now. They're important, they're right now's tips, not last week, not last year, but what's current right now.
So what's going to happen is after you take advantage of the Kalatu blog, it'll be it's a $9 trial period for $9. I think it's for about a week or so. Yep. And take advantage of that. Take advantage of the blog, completely. The whole system. And then, if you want, I recommend that you check out this all-in bundle, because Empower Network, what they do is they provide training. She has to go. So anyway, they provide training for internet marketers in a lot of different products that they have. And they actually provide all of the products that they have, a ton of products, state-of-the-art products to teach people how to make money online. And they're providing all of those, every single product that they have, at a significant discount, a major discount. So I want to take advantage of that. So anyway, take advantage of the blog, at least for now. And if you want to take advantage of the bundle, certainly do that. But I would, at least, if I were in your situation, go ahead and take a leap of faith. It's just a $9 leap to do this trial for the blog, and utilize that blog. You'll see all of the benefits. There's a short video when you go to the Kalatu blog that shows you how to set it up. It's very simple. It's an introduction by Chris Record, one of the top internet marketers in the country, okay? And he shows you exactly how to use Kalatu. So go ahead and click on that link right now and make it a great day. And, incidentally, guys, watch your email. Before I forget to tell you, watch your emails like a hawk. Unfortunately, some of you had to miss last week. But if you watch your email like a hawk, you're going to get another training like this. I'm not sure what time next week it's going to be. It may be in 2 weeks. I haven't decided yet. I'm very, very busy in my business. So it's probably going to be next, probably Wednesday or Thursday. But keep your eye on your email very carefully. Also, watch out for, watch me on Facebook, because I'm going to, announce the webinar there too. And I also provide training. If you're on my list, make sure that you're opening up my emails for daily trainings there also. So anyway, go ahead and click on the link at the right, or if you happen to be seeing this on YouTube in a day or two, click the link below for the Kalatu blog. Now I'm going to wrap things up right now. Those of you who are on here and are still on here, I want to show you one kind of really neat thing about Kalatu that you may not be aware of. I'm going to go there right now as we wrap up this webinar. I was going to end it, but I wanted to show you something here really cool. You can click on the link anytime you want, or check this out. But let me just show you something that's really cool about the Kalatu that you may not be aware of. And this is really, really awesome. When you go to the Kalatu, you're going to get a video like this, like I mentioned earlier, that's going to show you how to set up your Kalatu blog. And I promised it only took me, it probably took me about half hour, 45 minutes to set up my own Kalatu blog. But what you do is, let's suppose I'm going to make a blog post. If I know nothing about blogging, number one, I would click on this link here for the 21-day blogging challenge, and then click on Start Challenge. And what they do is they prompt you with different ideas on what to blog about, so you can start making money in your business, okay? This is only available in the Kalatu, okay? One other thing that I wanted to show you right here, another awesome thing about Kalatu is I could click on post. I could create a new post. Now let me show you what Kalatu will do that no other blogging platform provides, okay? Again, this is a WordPress platform, but what I'm going to show you right now is unique only to Kalatu, okay? So what you do, this is kind of cool. I could, if I'm trying to struggle on a headline and I don't know exactly what to type about, it's very important to have a strong, compelling headline. All you have to do is you could click on this button right here that says, "Give me a headline." I'll show you this here. Look what pops up here. You can just type in any subject you want here, and let's see how this works here. Let's see. What's my subject going to be? Make money blogging. Let's see what it does here. Give me a headline. Okay, so why not talk about how to get better at making money blogging without spending hours studying? Now, isn't that cool? So it gives you a headline. You can put in any topic that you want, and it'll give you different ideas about a headline. And the headline is the very most important thing that attracts visitors from Google and any other for Facebook and Google Plus, LinkedIn, wherever. Also, you could, if you're struggling with an idea, well, here's a brain teaser right here. Click on the second button right here. It says, give me an idea. So let's get some ideas. Okay. Whoops. I clicked it twice. I shouldn't have done that. Here we go. Let me see. Let's see. If I were my mother, I'd tell myself, let me see, random inspirational ideas. Oh, I see. It's the voice in your head. What's it telling you about business life, chirping in the background, whether you want to give it a hug or ask it nicely to be a little quieter. It can inspire a range of blog posts from how to accept or ask for wisdom and guidance to how to deal with those who don't support your dreams. There's one idea. If I were a mother, I'd tell myself, that's a headline. Awesome. I'll write about this. Or here's another one. Give me another idea. So I click on here. Let's see what it does. It's totally random. The 5 or 10 websites I visit most often. And this is another headline. Give some ideas right here that you can write about. Here's another idea. Click here. 5 books you need to read. That could be a blog headline. Now remember, the idea is to get traffic and start blogging and have people click on your banners or click on your in-content links that we talked about. If keyboards could talk, well, there's a cool one. Again, just ideas. So once you have an idea, whatever it is, let's see some more ideas. How to know you're on the right path. Share your top 5. Once you have a topic, you could just go back to give me an idea. Give me a headline, and type in whatever idea that you happen to pick up on the previous button and click on give me a headline. I mean, this is just cool. It's new to Empower Network. Empower Network has used other blogging platforms in the past, and they've tested those out. And the results of all their testing over the last 3 years has resulted in Kalatu. When just to give you a sneak peek, when Empower Network first started, they used a WordPress type format that was kind of similar to this. And what they did is they actually went through a trial period where they actually created their own blogging platform that was not WordPress related. And when they tried that, what happened is that they actually had computer programmers that did the entire blogging platform. And we used that for about a year. And what we found out is it didn't work very well because it was created by computer programmers that didn't know anything about blogging. So what we did is they learned their lesson from that. They knew that they got much more traffic from the WordPress type format. So what they did is they've now gone to this Kalatu, which they created, but it's utilizing the latest WordPress techniques, the latest WordPress system, that is, a platform which is proven and shown to get the most traffic. So it's kind of the marriage between internet marketing experts like Dave Wood and others, and ideas that have been shared from Neil Patel and others, and we've created this Kalatu based on marketers' results. Okay, now I'm not saying that they created it. Neil Patel did not create Kalatu, but collaborating with top bloggers has allowed us to create this Kalatu blog. So it's got all the bells and whistles that you need to make it easy for you to start making money online right away. So anyway, but the important thing is consistency. When you click on that link to the right for the Kalatu blog, just remember this. If you create 1 or 2 blog posts, don't expect a ton of traffic right away. It's going to take time. The important thing is continual, consistent blogging, okay? You've got to do it daily. If you're taking a day off during the week, that's great. Take Sunday off. I do that. but consistent daily action. If 5 days a week is consistent for you, then you need to do that. Maybe you take Saturday and Sunday off, but consistent daily action, blogging every day. Wouldn't it be cool at the end of the year if you could have 365 blogs or 300 blog posts in a year? And I'll give you a hint here. Blogging a lot of blogs on your post is going to make you rank higher and higher and higher. The more relevant blogs that you have on the post, the more serious Google is going to take you. Okay, so take action daily. So anyway, go ahead and click the link on the right for Kalatu. Wanted to share one quick thing with you right now. We have an individual in our particular organization in Empower Network. It's Dave Wood, who's the owner of Empower Network. He tells a story about being in a van and homeless. And all he had is he wanted to make things happen somehow on the internet. And all he had was a laptop. He had to borrow money from his mother to get the laptop. But he had a laptop, and all he did was blog daily, every single day, as much as he could. Night and day he was blogging. He was just blogging like crazy. And he had a goal within 90 days to earn, to have a $30,000 month. And he did it. He actually did it in less than 90 days. Now, that's not a promise. You know, that here's a disclaimer right here. Now, am I promising that you'll make $30,000 by your third month? No. In fact, you could go to, see our income disclosure, empowernetwork.com/income.php, and you'll have our average earnings there. But this is just one example of an individual who had nothing, who was basically homeless in a van, staying on the beach in a van because he had no place to live, couldn't afford any place, but he started blogging on a daily basis every single day and blogging like crazy, and he was able to hit a significant income. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. So anyway, go ahead and click the link below the video or at the right for the Kalatu blog. Take advantage of that. Oh, incidentally, those of you who happen to be in iPass, okay, like I am, as you know, iPass is a funnel, an independent funnel that will lead to Empower Network. If you're in iPass, you can still click the Kalatu link on the right and join Kalatu, the Kalatu. And if you're in iPass, then the iPass system knows, and it will give you partial credit for being at the pro level. Those of you who are in iPass know about the pro level. So the iPass system knows that, so you can still click the link at the right. If you happen to be in the system that's called Instant Payday Network, Instant Payday Network is a great system. I used it for quite a while, and I still promote it. And so you can still click the link on the right. When you click the link, that link is the same as if you were to click on step 4 of Instant Payday Network. If you happen to be in the total funnel system, if you click the link at the right, the total funnel system, step 3 is the same as clicking the link on the right. Either way, it doesn't matter what system you're in, you can still click the link at the right, and you'll be going through the correct steps. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. And so I went a little bit over here. I didn't really plan on going over, but I just wanted to share that little tip and trick and idea for you about Kalatu and how easy it is to use. And guys, I've been in Empower Network for 2 years now. I started with the first WordPress blog, and then also the second blog that was kind of a trial period for a lot of people. And even Dave Wood admits that the blogging system that was created just wasn't working very well, and they knew that they had to get back to the WordPress type format. And all the top bloggers utilize WordPress, and Google ranks it accordingly. So we're serious about this WordPress stuff. This is WordPress 4 that we use. We knew that we were getting a ton of traffic from the previous WordPress, when we first started Empower Network, we threw away the idea of that blog that programmers try to create for us. Now we're utilizing this format, this system that is totally WordPress related. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. What's going to happen with Kalatu and this WordPress 4 system that we have. We've gone through the bumps and bruises, okay? That's how businesses run, and that's how our lives are. Sometimes you go through bumps and bruises, and you'll learn from your mistakes. We've learned from the bumps and bruises of a previous blogging system that wasn't working very well, and as a result of tweaking and going through trial and error, they've developed Kalatu to be. I'm a huge believer on it. Now, incidentally, and it's not so incidental. When you click the link over there on the right, make sure that when you start blogging, make sure to go to Facebook, okay, and sign up for the 21-day blogging challenge, okay. When you sign up for Kalatu, you'll see where you sign up for the Facebook group, okay. You need to be a part of that Facebook group, like I said, because you're going to be able to get comments, likes, and shares on your blog from people that are involved with that 21-day blogging challenge. So you need to request to be included as part of the group of the 21-day blogging challenge. Utilize Facebook, okay? Utilize Facebook to get traffic into your blog. Take advantage of it. I'm going to encourage you to do this. This internet marketing stuff has been the best financial choice I've ever made. Now, I showed you some income proof of just one system that I use. And right now that's pretty close to $50,000 in the last 2 years. But I've also done another system that brought me about $30,000. So together it's been about $80,000 between these two systems. And it's all because of internet marketing. If you're new to internet marketing, or if you're just thinking about internet marketing, that's what it's done for me. Now, again, I can't promise that you're going to do the same as me. I've done about $80,000 in the last 2 years. And that's been part-time supplemental income on top of my teaching income. Teachers need that. They don't make much money. And I have 5 kids and some grandkids and a wife and a lot of expenses. And internet marketing has been the best supplemental income I've ever had. In fact, there's been months that I've earned much more in 1 month by internet marketing than I did from teaching. I've made as much as $11,100 in a single month. See our income disclosure at empowernetwork.com/income. No promises. This is a business. I'm not going to promise that you'll make anything. I don't know whether you're going to work or whether you're super motivated, whether you're going to blog on a daily basis. I don't know whether you're going to do videos on a daily basis if that's what you're doing. But video blogging together is phenomenal. I don't know what your motivation is going to be. I don't know whether you're going to give up the TV for long enough to start blogging. I don't know what you're going to do. So there's no promises. You could make more than me. You could make a lot less. You could make nothing. So there's no promises. But I'll tell you, this is how a business is. You've got to take action, consistent daily actions. You got to get rid of the anchors. Okay, pull the anchors up that are holding you back. Just like that big, aircraft carrier that we talked about. You are an aircraft carrier. You have abilities beyond measure. I honestly believe that. Personally, I'm just going to, this is my own personal feelings. I believe that God created us for a reason, okay? And we are, we're created in God's image. And do you think God put us here to fail? Absolutely not. God put us here to succeed. Now, that's my own feeling, okay? Whether you're a believer or non-believer, that's okay with me. But I honestly believe that we are here to succeed, okay? And you have to pull up those anchors. You're not doing anybody any favors by playing small, okay? Don't let the fears and the indecision and the lack of decision stop you from meeting your purpose, okay? Whether that's paying off your house or paying off your car, being able to go on vacations, doing some of the things that you want to do. Don't let anything stop you. Never, never, never give up. Keep moving forward. You'll have failures. There's going to be stumbling blocks along the way. There's no doubt about that. But you're here to succeed. So, whether you join the Kalatu system or not, it's a simple system. Even if you're in your own network marketing company or your own internet marketing company, I want you to utilize this. See, my vision right now is to see 500 people earn $4,000 a month or more. Are you going to be one of those people? And, why did I pick $4,000 a month? Well, because when I hit that point, after 3 months is what it took me, when I hit $4,000 a month, it made all the difference in the world for me. And it was phenomenal. It was cool because like a month or two later, I took my dad to a Utah Jazz basketball game. My dad is now 85 years old. I knew he wasn't going to be around much longer. Gratefully, he's still with us. He's had a lot of challenges, by the way. Those of you who are on my team, he's had cancer for a long time, and he's still with us. He's doing really well considering the challenges that he's had. But I took him to a Utah Jazz game twice, and one of those times I was able to purchase 7th row tickets to the Utah Jazz. I was also able to take my boys to the Utah Jazz games several times. I couldn't have done it without internet marketing. It absolutely works, okay? But you got to take action on what you learn. Learning the techniques is one thing. It's getting the anchors out of the water for in your business that's going to make all the difference in the world. Anyway, I hope that provided you some value there, and more importantly, I really hope that you'll take action on this. Make a change, okay? On a sheet of paper, write down the things that are maybe holding you back more than anything else. But write them down and make sure that you're working on those things. If procrastination is one of them, make a choice right now. If indecision is one of them, if you're thinking about clicking that green button right now, don't hesitate. Just do it, okay? It's the indecisions that'll slow you, that'll stop you more than anything. I know how it is. When I first joined my first system online, man, I was kind of nervous. I didn't know, the future. I didn't have a crystal ball. I didn't know what the future was with this new system, and it was kind of scary. I remember clicking the button and going through the steps, like you see that green button on the right, and clicking the button and just taking one step at a time. I want you to have small successes. When you click the link, it's going to cost you $9 for like a 5 or 7 day trial. Let's do this one step at a time and go ahead and take advantage of that blog and utilize it. Start writing in there and let's start making money in your business. Let's start making choices to get yourself out of the rut. Find a way or make a way to make this happen, and you're going to get the help you need through the Empower Network system. And as a team member from me, you'll have access to my training, and also you'll have access to help as you go one step at a time with that blog. So anyway, it's very easy to follow that blog. Make sure when you click the link over there on the right that you take advantage of the video that's going to teach you how to utilize and set up the blog. And like Patty said, don't forget, first, as soon as you sign up for the blog, make sure that you go through what they call the level up process, and you're going to get access to additional training products that are available. Totally optional, but I own every single one of those products, and I do recommend that you take advantage of those. But let's at least start out with the blog. Make the choice. Go ahead and click on that right now, and I'll see you next week. Make it a great day. Go ahead and click it. Don't be afraid. Best choice I've ever made. If you haven't done it, you need to do it. I'm being kind of dumb here, but click the darn link, okay? I want to see your name in my back office. And then when you do that, okay, I want you to email me. Do this. I want you to email me. Let me know that you've joined, and leave me your phone number. We'll get together and we'll do a little bit of coaching too. So anyway, make it a good day. Bye.